Hello, snakes. My name is Dante, and today it's Podcast Tuesday. Once again, I am still in America, and yeah, here is another recorded podcast because I still got bad internet, so I won't do them live. Well, don't worry, next podcast will be live once I come back from the trip. And this is a creature type that not many of you are aware of. Phyrexian creature type. We're going to review top 10 best Phyrexians in Magic the Gathering. So, Phyrexian was first showcased as a playtest mechanic when they also tested Mega Legendary as well in the same set. In the same playtest, they were testing Phyrexian and Mega Legendary. In Kaldheim, they released Vorinclex, the first official Phyrexian creature. Well, the new Vorinclex from the new set. Now in Modern Horizons 2, they reprinted a card and gave it the Phyrexian creature type, and then they decided to errata over 200 cards, and they added the Phyrexian creature type to the card. So we've got a combo and a non-bow, in which the combo, in fact, uses a Phyrexian creature. So yeah, here's the combo, and it is Deceiver Exarch and Kiki-Jiki Mirror Breaker. So, Deceiver Exarch is a 3-mana 1/4 Phyrexian cleric, which basically has flash, and when it enters the battlefield, choose one. Tap target permanent an opponent controls, or untap target permanent you control. So, with Kiki-Jiki Mirror Breaker, you can copy Deceiver Exarch by tapping Kiki-Jiki. Use Deceiver Exarch's ETB ability to untap Kiki-Jiki, and thus you repeat, so you get infinite Deceiver Exarchs, and you just kill the opponent with them. Yeah, it's really powerful. So yeah, Kiki-Jiki just combos very easily with just anything that just untaps a creature. So yeah. And here is the non-bow of the week. And it is the non-bow of the week is Memnite and Hedron Matrix. Okay. You equip Hedron Matrix to Memnite, nothing happens. That's basically a non-bow, because Memnite has no mana cost, or it's 0 mana cost. So if you put a Hedron Matrix on it, that's it. It gets +0/+0, so it has no effect on Memnite. Yeah. Same works with Ornithopter and Rograch as well. Yeah. That's it's just a non-bow. Just gets rid of the purpose of Hedron Matrix. But yeah. And yeah, you know what's cool? That Memnite full art is actually illustrated by RK Post. And RK Post was at the GP. And that was cool. Now, let's go to the number 10. And it is Blighted Agent. 2 mana 1/1 human rogue with infect and unblockable. So yeah. This It's just a really key card for the infect decks because Blighted Agent cannot be blocked, so you just use scale ups and other really powerful stuff to make it really strong, and then you just kill the opponent with Blighted Agent. It's easier to kill them with Blighted Agent than to kill them with Glistener Elf. So yeah, that's just a really powerful Phyrexian human rogue. That's a really powerful Phyrexian. Now to the number 9. A simple 9, and it is Chancellor of the Anids. 7 mana, 5/6 Phyrexian Angel. With at the start of the game, you may reveal this from your opening hand, and then if you do, the opponent's first spell will get countered unless they pay 1. And then flying, whenever an opponent casts a spell, counter unless they pay 1. So basically, it's a key card for many Legacy decks, primarily Legacy Dredge, because you use this, reveal it from the opening hand. Now they're not going to be able to do anything on turn 1 because the first spell will cost 1 more. The one they have to do. So basically, in turn 1, they'll just not do anything, or they will throw a decoy spell to get eaten by the Chancellor. But that's not it. You can discard Chancellor with Phantasmagorian in Legacy, then bring it back with Dread Return, and then the opponent has to pay 1 more for each spell, or it gets countered, basically. That's just a really powerful creature. So yeah, it's the number 9, Chancellor of the Anids. Now to the Golden 8, and it is Chancellor of the Forge. 7 mana, 5/5 giant, Phyrexian giant. You may reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do at the beginning of your first upkeep, create a 1/1 Phyrexian goblin with haste. And when to battlefield, create X 1/1 Phyrexian goblins with haste on battlefield, where X is the number of creatures you control. You know what's the incredible part? This is a card where the token gets errated. It errated the token. It's no longer a goblin. It's a Phyrexian goblin that it creates. Similarly to Living Weapon. Living Weapon no longer creates a germ token. It creates a Phyrexian germ token. Wow. And also this is a really powerful card because basically in the opening hand you start with an extra goblin. Like similar to Chancellor of the Anids, but it is much better because it allows you to get a goblin, and then when you cast it, it just creates you so many goblins, and it has haste, which is really powerful. So you could just attack in the first turn. I mean, the green Chancellor's good, but I mean it only adds 1 green, so it only functions as a first turn ramp, so it's not really that good. The green Chancellor, yeah, that's the number 8, Chancellor of the Forge. A weird case where a token gets errated, similar to the Living Weapon, where the Living Weapon I get it, because they're changing the mechanic, which sometimes Wizards does, like what they did with Cascade and also with Companion. They updated the mechanic. But yeah, the keyword ability, it is a keyword ability, yeah. But this one, they just changed the text. Like, it's not like it's not like this one does not create a 1/1 red goblin. It creates a 1/1 goblin that is red and also has the ability to haste. Nah. They added a creature type to the token, and like there are goblin tokens with haste in Cans of Tarkir. Now you can't use those to represent the tokens for Chancellor of the Forge, because now they're Phyrexian goblins, not normal goblins. Now, to the simple number 7, and it is... Geth, Lord of the Vault. 6 mana 5/5 legendary Phyrexian zombie with Intimidate and Ets and black to put an artifact or creature with CMC Ets from an opponent's graveyard, put it onto battlefield tapped. Then that player mills Ets cards. This is really good because basically, first of all, it intimidates 6 mana 5/5, so it's hard to block. They just need black creatures and artifact creatures. So yeah, but then you can steal their artifacts and creatures from their graveyard and mill them equal to the cost, and you just have to pay the cost and 1 more mana. So like, it's really cool. You just take big stuff from them and mill them a lot, or take small stuff and mill them a bit. But it doesn't tap Geth, so you can do this multiple times in 1 turn to take multiple stuff. Like, and the good thing is that it also steals artifacts, not just creatures. So yeah, it's really cool. Too bad it doesn't work on your own graveyard. But I mean, after all, you're the one who's gonna get milled, not the opponent if you do it from yourself. But who knows? You might like mill. I don't know. But still, number 7, Geth, really good card. Now to the number 6, and it is... So here's Phyrexian Devourer. Many think this might be a really bad card. It is a 6 mana 1/1 artifact creature Phyrexian. And the restriction is when Phyrexian Devourer's power is at least 7, destroy it. And then you can... for 0 mana, you can exile the top card of your library to put a +X counter on Phyrexian Devourer, where X is equal to the mana cost. So you might go like, this is just a 6 mana 1/1 that you could eat your own, eat cards from your library, so then it becomes a 6/6, which is just this would be a below average, because then if you hit the 7, oh guys, it's not actually a bad card. There are many different strategies which use Phyrexian Devourer. One of those uses Necrotic Ooze. So Necrotic Ooze and other similar stuff, like which basically it will gain the abilities of Phyrexian Devourer. 4 mana, 4/3 Ooze of, as long as it's on the battlefield. It has activated abilities of all creatures in graveyards. Okay, Phyrexian Devourer is in the graveyard. Now Necrotic Ooze can use the activated ability. Now you can grow as big as you want without worrying about popping the Devourer. And also, it also works. You could use Phyrexian Devourer to eat your entire library. You infinitely activate the 0 mana ability. Eat your own library. Doesn't matter if it pops or not, but you have no cards in your library. Throw fastest Oracle and you win. And yeah, that's just these are 2 strategies which you can do with Phyrexian Devourer. Gain its abilities on a separate creature, so you can grow it and not pop it, or eat your library and win without it. So yeah, it's you take one or the other. Now, this is just a really cool card. Now, for the number 5, and it is... Jingitatius, Core Ogre. 10 mana 5/4 legendary Phyrexian Praetor. With Flash, ring of your end step, draw 7 cards. And your opponent's maximum hand size is reduced by 7. So it's a really cool thing because, well, unless if they have any modifications on maximum hand size, they have 0 hand size now. And also, you keep on drawing 7 cards at the end of each turn. And yeah, it's just and also, to make it harder to kill, it has Flash. So you could just... So yeah, you could just... I don't know why he has Flash, but you could flash it in if you need to. But still, it is a really powerful card. Like, legit, they're not going to have hand, and then you can choose which 7 cards to use. If you combine Jingitatius with no maximum hand size, there you go. That's it. You keep on drawing 7 cards each turn. You don't have to worry about discarding cards. And this is just really powerful. And then, but yeah, the only issue is if the opponent has no maximum hand size, Jingitatius has no effect on them. So yeah, like there's just one time someone else played a Jingitatius, and I was playing my Locust God deck, and like, darn it, no more hand size, and like, but then I realize I have Nezahal on the battlefield, which says I don't have any, I have no maximum hand size. So Jingitatius had literally no effect on me. So this is just so yeah, it was just like everyone else was just losing their hands, and like he was getting more cards, and like they're trying to find a way to kill it, and they're like, no, don't kill it. I'm not affected by it. Why should I bother? Just kill it. Just killing it. So yeah, this is the most powerful of the 5 Praetors. And also, well, and the Vorinclets in Kaldheim. I mean, there's like only 6 Praetors in Magic the Gathering, just Vorinclets and the original 5, which, well, there are 2 Vorinclets cards, and like they were about to make, but then someone faked an Elesh Norn spoiler, so Wizards decided to cancel Elesh Norn, so they didn't put Elesh Norn in the set. And like Urbask is actually dead in the lore, so it would feel weird just if they put 4 Phyrexian Praetors, not 5 Phyrexian Praetors. And not so they put 1 only. And like, come on, I don't care if Urbask's not there. Just put all 4 of them. Like, he's dead. Unless if you try and make a new chapter in the lore. Revive him, and then you have 5 in the set. I don't know. I think too many people are getting their hopes on a new Elesh Norn card, because they released a new Vorinclets card to the number 4, and it is we're back on. Wurmcoil Engine. 6 mana, 6/6 artifact creature worm, and it has Death Touch Lifelink. When it dies, create a 3/3 worm with Death Touch and a 3/3 worm with Lifelink. So this is a really powerful card because it's played in Tron. So basically, this card is Mono Green Tron runs a playset of this card, whilst Eldrazi Tron runs 1 in the sideboard, usually, to be fetched with Karn. But yeah, it is a really powerful card, because, well, it's a 6 mana 6/6, just, so it's on average, but it gains you life, and it also Well, I don't know how relevant is Death Touch on this card, but it has lifelink. And then if they kill it, it splits in two. So they're gonna have to kill 3 creatures to deal with it completely. But I mean, 3/3 with Death Touch doesn't really matter what much. The painful one is the 3/3 with lifelink. Because then even though he's not gaining sit, he's gaining free. But then like, so yeah, I mean, I don't get bothered by the Death Touch one. I only get bothered by the lifelink one, considering I'm a burn player. So yeah, this gets really annoying once Tron gets it out, which is like about turn 3, turn 4 or something. Turn 3 if they're playing mono green Tron. Turn 4, 5 or something, I don't know. If they're playing Eldrazi Tron, because they're gonna have to pick it up from their sideboard. But yeah, in turn 4, in the best case scenario, they cast Ulamog instead of Wormcoil. Yeah, that's a number 4. Now to the golden 3. And it is... Yeah, remember to do that in the inventory. We got Azuri, Claw of Progress. 4 mana, 3/3 legendary, Phyrexian Elf Warrior. What I wonder about... I haven't checked if... Well, Wormcoil Engine is a Phyrexian worm. What I haven't checked if the tokens are Phyrexians or not. I think they may have been altered. Just like the Chancellor. But yeah, they got errated. But we got Azuri. Phyrexian Elf Warrior. Whenever a creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, you get an XP counter. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put X plus on counters on another target creature you control, where X is the number of XP counters you have. So, this is a good elf commander, which you can use as the play cards that are like 2 power or less, gain XP, then pump up 1 creature, attack, and kill the opponent. Well, too bad you can't put it on Azuri, so you can't kill them with commander damage. You're just getting lots of small creatures to then get lots of big creatures afterwards. Like, this is like, you know, an archetype for the elves commander, because there's some elf commanders like are like mono green, and sometimes they are green blue, and they have different commanders. And sometimes the commanders are not even elves. This is a good one because it's an elf, interacts with creatures with power 2 or less, which are generally just elves. But a different thing is it makes the elves stronger, which the thing is that the other ones would make you draw cards. This one makes your elves stronger. But I don't know. Those who like to play elves in CDH or something, this card's for you. Maybe. I don't know. Don't know much about CDH. I mean, never really liked CDH that much. Like, I mean, if I was to play CDH, it would only be for a CDH tournament when I'm playing against CDH players. If I'm playing casual commander, I'm just gonna bring out my homebrewed commander decks, which I like using. To the number 2, and it is... It is Atraxa, Praetor's Voice. All the colors except for red in the mana symbols. 4/4 legendary Phyrexian Angel Horror with Flying, Vigilance, Death Touch, Lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, proliferate. This is just so good because basically this is a counters commander deck where you just use planeswalkers and cards that get counters or even poison as well. So you proliferate and increment those counters. So you could increment the poison on your opponents, increment your planeswalkers loyalty counters, and then increment your own creatures loyalty counters. Most popular of Atraxa is Super Friends and planeswalkers and stuff. But then another archetype you can do with Atraxa is counters on your creatures, and then another one would be, and then another would be also the you could use infect for a Tratza, and then in rare cases scenario you could try and go keyword abilities. Use cards that interact with keyword abilities like Odric and other stuff. Because the Tratza also has flying, vigilance, death touch, and life link. Like more powerful than Serra Angel, which is a 5-mana 4/4 angel flying and vigilance. So yeah. This is just a really good card. This is why it's the number 2 Phyrexian to the number 1. And it is well, the number 1 animation is fixed. And we got Blightsteel Colossus. This is a really powerful 12 mana 11/11 artifact creature Phyrexian Golem. Trample, infect, indestructible. If it will hit the graveyard, instead reveal it and shuffle it in the library. This is really powerful in Vintage. No, not just Legacy, not Legacy, not like this is a card you use for Vintage, the classic Vintage deck that everyone's just using. You just so basically you turn 1, you play. I think turn 1 goes you play an artifact land, Black Lotus, tinker your artifact land, you get Blightsteel Colossus, and then play the green artifact land, play Concordant Crossroads, Black Lotus, tinker your green artifact land, bring in Blightsteel Colossus, attack, and that's it. You one-shot the opponent in turn 1. That's like the simplest way you could do that. So yeah, this is just a classic Vintage deck that's everyone just using that those, and this is like what your opening hand. Like you must include like this. Another Vintage deck people are using are Channel Fireball, where they use Channel Fireball and Black Lotus, so they kill the opponent with 1 hit, and then they just stay at 1 HP. So yeah, that's like a really powerful deck as well. That also does a turn 1 kill. Too bad not many people play Vintage. If you're playing Vintage, then you're probably playing MTGO, because physical, you're not gonna find anyone who plays Vintage. Like I only know one person who has a Vintage deck, and like I don't know if he had an Alpha Black Lotus or if he had a Beta Black Lotus in there, but it was an actual Vintage deck he had. But like that's like the only person I know in the shop who had a Vintage deck, and I only seen him once. That's the thing. Now to the bonus card, and we got this was the original Phyrexian playtest. Vazal, the complete. Also the complete, that word was also playtesting a future name for a card, in fact, called Counter Complete, which, well, it ended up getting released in MH2 as well. 6 mana 7/7 legendary artifact creature, Phyrexian, with Mega Legendary. You can only have 1 in the deck. No, not just 1 in the battlefield, 1 in the deck. Vision's Trample, and has the activated abilities of all other permanents on the battlefield. Okay, this would be really good with Phyrexian Valor, because then it would be able to grow really big. But also, if you have Necrotic Ooze if there's Necrotic Ooze on the battlefield, then Vazal can also access the activated abilities of creatures in graveyards, in fact. But this one hits permanents on the battlefield, so you can tap for mana as well, as long as someone has a land, which I can tell you, you're definitely going to have a land. And then, yeah, this just so powerful. Like, it can just do basically anything. And also they 6 mana 7/7. Only issue is you can only have one in the deck, but it has vigilance and trample. So this is just so powerful. It's that's a bonus playtest. What we don't know if this card exactly is going to be reviewed, or if it's just mega legendary, Phyrexian, and complete that came out. But yeah, congratulations! You've reached the end of the podcast. Why don't you like and subscribe and follow my Twitch channel, link in the description, and yeah, join the Discord server. Stay tuned to NS video streams and podcasts. Podcasts will be live every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. CET. Stay tuned to them. They will always be at that time. Also, this one wasn't live, but don't worry, the next one will be. So yeah, remember to stay tuned to all of those podcasts. Join the Discord server if you don't want to miss out on any live podcast or live stream in general. And also, if you want to just communicate with other supporters of this channel. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And bye.